What's up guys, this is Eric from B-Side. Today I'm here with a 2018 Toyota Tacoma and I got a lot of requests from you guys doing a video on a Tacoma, and we're going to be installing the CarPlay Android Auto or BeatSonic S-Connect kit to this car. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, once we get inside the vehicle, you'll notice that your radio is covered by this trim piece over here. All the Tacoma looks the same and we're going to have to remove this. So what we're going to do is grab a hold of this corner here and just pull it towards you like that, and it will just come off. And as you can see, it's only being held by clips. And if you see any of these clips go missing, make sure to check these holes that your clips are not stuck there. If it is, go ahead and gently remove it and put it back into its place. So let's go ahead and put this piece aside. And next step, we already went ahead and did this, but you're gonna have these 10mm screws, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna go ahead and remove all those. We went ahead and removed those already just to keep this video short, but just use a 10mm with a deep socket and go ahead and remove every single one, turning it counterclockwise. So after you remove it, let's go ahead and pull this out. And as you can see, we went ahead and we also pulled all the connectors out, so we have a better view of which connectors we are working on. So the connectors that we're going to be working on are 3 connectors, actually 4, 3 or 4, and I'll explain that later. So we have one connector here, another one here, another one here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. These are the main connectors that connects to our harness, and then we have an optional USB connector that we often have asked us about. That one will connect here. This is the USB connector right here. So how we connect all this is, first let's go ahead and let's go to our kit and prepare our kit, and then after that everything just daisy chains on 1, 2, 3, and then also the USB optional one. And this USB optional cable, what it allows you to do is it allows you to utilize your factory USB over here as your Apple CarPlay. You can either do that, or you can have a separate USB wire routed from anywhere in the vehicle and have it plugged in. So the benefit of using this optional USB cable is for a cleaner installation. It's almost like factory, like your factory USB became Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Or if you want to keep this factory USB function and add an additional USB wire for your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto, then you will not be using the optional USB connector. All right, so I went ahead and pulled all the connectors out towards myself. It looks a little bit messy because there's a front camera interface also installed to this vehicle. But aside from that, I'm gonna just try to focus on the actual CarPlay Android Auto kit. So let me start off with the optional USB connector. So on the factory side, it's just gonna have this connected to that USB connector right there. So we unplugged it, and instead of here, this is the optional USB cable that we plugged into like that. And then the other side will connect to the CarPlay kit. That is the plastic box, okay? And then we are going to tuck that behind. And then we have another interface, the metal box, that is also tucked in back here too. Okay, and then if you want to know the details of how the interfaces connect to each other to the wiring harness, we have a separate video for that. I'll leave a link in the description. So go ahead and check that out. And after you finished doing all that, all we're gonna do is just connect our connectors back. Just put it back in and just fire it up and test it. And that will conclude the installation. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Okay, a lot of these connectors are just factory connectors. Just make sure you don't forget to connect all of them back, because if you do forget to connect any of them back, some things may not work. Okay, so that's the GPS. All right, this is another GPS connector right there. And we have our main connectors. Okay, make sure you use a towel and block this area off when you're working here, because you do not want to scratch your interior or your radio. It's very easy to scratch it with these very sharp edges. All right. And let's go ahead and just carefully tuck everything back in. Okay. All right. Okay. We don't have the screws with us at this moment, so we're not going to be screwing it back. And then instead, we're just going to put the cover back on just for temporarily. But you are going to want to torque down all the 10mm bolts, okay?